Recently, some skank ass groupie came out and accused the basketball player Derrick Rose of gang raping her. Now, when I first heard the story, I said it's got to be complete bullshit. So I go to read the article, and sure enough, it held up to my thoughts, and it sounded like some bullshit. Now, everybody knows, you know me personally, you know that Derrick Rose is my favorite basketball player currently right now. And he's not just my favorite player for what he does on the court, but also what he stands for off of the court. And he reminds me a lot of myself. He goes out there, he does his job to the max. He doesn't bother anybody. He's never, around cooning or jumping around or, tap dancing for Mr. Charlie. He just goes out there, he stays himself. He's well mannered, and after his job's done, he takes his ass home. And I respect Derrick Rose for that. And he a lot of people like to question, his what's the word I'm looking for? They like to question his enthusiasm for the game. And this man came off of a pretty much career-ending injury and came back and played for the USA team. And I don't see why people question, his integrity for the game of basketball or his enthusiasm when he went and put his body on the line before the season even start. But, that's a whole nother topic. But like I said, Derrick Rose, a pretty laid back guy. And, he's about his family first. And he's about taking care of his family and being there for his family above everything. I got to respect that man for that. But this groupie or, whole thought, whatever you want to, flip it, turn it and call it. She claims that Derrick Rose, she dated Derrick Rose and, she came out to his Beverly Hills home or whatever. And him and some of his friends slipped something in her drink. She tried to pull a Bill Cosby on him, slipped something in his drink. They gang raped her or whatever. She managed to get away, okay, and leave the premises. And they found this pussy was so good. It was so good that they followed her, broke into her house, and attacked her again. Now that don't sound like some complete bullshit. I don't know what is. So you mean to tell me that you just so cold? You so cold in the bed, AD. These guys want you so bad that you managed to get away from a gang rape, and they continue to follow you. Come on now, let's use our better judgment here. Derrick Rose make millions of dollars. I'm sure if you want a piece of ass out on the road, and it's a lot of them out here in California. I'm in Beverly Hills, LA all the time. So I know how they get down out here. I'm sure if he wanted a little Cali ass, all he had to do is pay some money and it would be some woman that would gladly, grant him his needs or wants at the moment. So considering Derrick Rose's personality, what he stands for, the fact that Derrick Rose pretty much stays in his own lane. He don't go out here and involve himself in a lot of, buffoonery or drama that's out here within the sports industry. He's a pretty, mild-mannered guy. So to come out here and make these allegations and then your story doesn't even sound realistic, people basically wash their hands with this whole case. Even the Lord said this woman has nothing to stand on. Okay. But it's just amazing how we got women out here that might come in contact with somebody because they want a check or they want to take down somebody, they make up these allegations, whether it happened 2 days ago or whether it happened decades ago. People come out here and they make up these allegations. And she could be someone paid from one of these sports industries to take down Derrick Rose. Don't think that's too far out of the ballpark. Because Derrick Rose has always been one of those guys. Remember, he was the guy that came out there, with the Black Lives Matter and, had his hands up and everything. Derrick Rose stands for something. He's not afraid to support the black community. And you have a lot of people within the entertainment industry that don't like that. So they'll pay people to come in here and distract certain things and take you down. We've seen it done over and over again. They did it with Dr. King. They paid some coons to come in there and distract the progression that he was trying to make for his people. So there's always been people who have been put into place or pay to cause destruction or to bring black people down, especially black men. But this whole story is, it's bullshit. I mean, I'll leave a link. You guys want to check it out. If you even think it's worth reading, I'll leave a link in the description box. But I mean, it's sad. And, if I was D.Rose, just watch it back. It's a lot of people that want to take you down simply because of what you stand for, the fact that you put your family before the NBA and you want to be around for your kids' graduation and not rolling around in a wheelchair because the NBA wants you to break your back for a championship. There's a lot of people who got upset with him about that. They got upset for the simple fact that he stands for something. He's not afraid to support the black community, opposed to, Michael Jordan or other figures out here who are all about the money and all about kissing ass. So they want D.Rose to be Michael Jordan. They want him to stay as far away from the black community as possible. But that's all I got to say about it. You guys have my Facebook group page in the description box so I can keep in contact with you guys out there, when I'm not doing videos. But, people got to cut this bullshit out of here. Stop trying to set black men. All we want to do is make some money, okay? Live progressively, take care of our families and mind our business. We're not bothering nobody out here, but it's people that are bothering us. But that's all I got to say. You guys give me your feedback if you want. I'm out. Peace.